Hi Glendale, I'm Meg Keller.
And I'm Michaela Injami.
And you're watching the Glendale 411. Recent Evangel signee Gabby Matthews is a senior here at Glendale.
Amanda Zimmerman, Meg, and I have the story. For Glendale senior Gabby Matthews, playing basketball has been a huge part of her life.
I've been playing basketball since I was about 4 or 5 years old. My favorite thing about basketball is getting to push myself mentally and physically and making memories with friends that I know I'll keep forever.
For student athletes, balancing different aspects of their lives can be challenging.
I've managed sports and school together with the help of my amazing family and friends, and I wouldn't be able to do that without them or the help of my coaches.
Earlier this year, Gabby committed to continuing her basketball career at Evangel University.
Okay, we are excited about having Gabby.
I've been going to their camp since I was a little girl, and I've known the coaches for a really long time, and when I stepped on campus, it immediately felt like home.
Gabby's younger sister and teammate, Grace, looks to Gabby as an inspiration.
I think it's really good. I'm really proud of her, and she's worked really hard, and she's going to do really good at Evangel.
Making the commitment to play for another 4 years is a really exciting thing I get to do, and I'm really blessed to have that opportunity because for a while I didn't think I would.
One current Glendale student and 2 Glendale graduates started a band called Leisure Shores.
Caitlin West and Audrey Mace have the story.
Inside Cantrell Barnes' print shop, one office on the second floor is packed with various musical instruments. This is where the band Leisure Shores practices.
Brock and Chase had created the idea of Leisure Shores and kind of envisioned that, and we had met at one of our friends' going away parties who was moving off to go to the Air Force, and it just kind of, it was fate. They were just like, hey, we might have a project that you want to join in on. So I was like, sure, why not? So we showed up and did some jamming, and it was just like magic.
Both the brothers and Ben have been in previous bands and bring their skills to Leisure Shores.
My role in the band is that I'm the organist and I make all the album art, and I'm the social media guy.
My role is I do all of the audio production, and I do drums and percussion, and I tend to be the manager.
Yeah, my role in Leisure Shores is to bring some beautiful lyrics that inspire the minds of young people all around this great world, as well as play some pretty sick guitar lines.
The band has existed for less than a year, and in that time, they've released one album titled Greetings from Leisure Shores.
Well, Leisure Shores has released one album, but we're currently working on the next one.
Yeah, the sound is, I don't know, it's kind of just out of this world. I really haven't heard anything like it besides, I mean, it takes pieces from old rock like Genesis, Rush, as well as, some indie stuff, Mac DeMarco, like, chill vibes like that, not necessarily Mac DeMarco specifically, but it's chill as well as progressive and psychedelic all at the same time.
This is the second band Brock and Chase have been in together. They have a strong bond while playing music.
Since we kind of learned music around the same time, it's easy for us to both sync together and kind of just play. We call it like the linear bond. We have it's like a line, you connect the 2 points. Whenever we play with Ben, we call it the triangular bond. It's like a triangle, a 3-point thing. It's really cheesy, but it's fun.
The band plans on releasing their new album this summer.
A $1 trillion lawsuit has been filed against the world's most valuable company.
Ryan Harp and Connor Skinner have the story.
Last December, over 30 lawsuits were filed against Apple for marketing allegations leading to the slowing down of previous phones, some of which amounted to $1 trillion. We met with Database, a local Apple repair company, to get an expert opinion on what's really going on behind the screen.
What happened was, as time goes on, the chemical structure of those batteries starts to deteriorate, and once that happens, an advanced operating system will start to pull more power from that battery, causing them to shut down and to fail and stuff like that. So what Apple did was they implemented a update to basically, what happened was it slowed down the phone in order to help preserve that battery life and to keep it from shutting off.
What the allegations are is that Apple would come out with new iOS updates, and those updates would require older phones particularly to speed up. It took a lot more to run that. The idea was, or at least the allegation is that it would force people to buy new iPhones. If they're as evil as some of these lawsuits indicate they are, it was simply a marketing ploy, and so some of these lawsuits have alleged actual trespass, where they got in, that you actually put something in there that they didn't tell you was going to be in there. This software program that tied battery strength to performance.
I had a 5S and it was going corrupt, and then they said, well, you can either reset your whole phone and lose all your stuff and then go back to normal, or upgrade to the 6S. And so I was like, all right, I'll upgrade to the 6S. And then with the 6S, the same thing happened. I constantly had it slowing down. It was really annoying and I couldn't figure out why. And I had to I reset that phone 4 times and lost all my data.
We actually have a list of over 100 people, honestly probably getting pretty close to 200, that we're trying to deal with their battery replacements on.
If they tell you ahead of time that you're buying a phone that has a software program in it that's going to slow down the phone as your battery degrades, you probably have that right. However, if they secretly put that in there, and the idea is to force you to buy a newer iPhone, spend more money with Apple, then I think they've got a real problem if that's what they did and they don't tell you about it.
Basically, that there was an unforeseen problem that Apple was trying to find the best way to deal with it. They didn't expect it and they didn't communicate it as clearly as what they necessarily should have. But they are taking the necessary steps to fix it.
The fact that they came out and admitted that they did it certainly takes some of the heat off of Apple, and now it's just going to be the rush for whatever dollars and cents that the plaintiffs' lawyers can get to get the case settled.
While walking the halls of Glendale, you might not notice a student from the Philippines.
Sarah Snelson and Tanner Brady have the story.
The reason I lived in the Philippines is because both of my parents are missionaries. We have a church there, but also they do a feeding program with kids where we feed kids that don't necessarily have a lot of money and need financial help.
We met in choir. He was kind of more of a quiet person, but once I got to know him, I thought he was really, 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 really interesting.
My favorite thing about Glendale is probably the choir, just because I have a lot more musical opportunities here than I do in the Philippines.
The thing I admire most about Luke is I think he's pretty selfless. Like, I feel like if I've had the experiences that he had, I would look down on most people in the average American high school.
I had Luke in AP Psychology this past fall. He was pretty quiet and kind of under the radar, so to speak, but you see him outside of the class, you see him with his friends, you see him just kind of walking the halls and stuff, and he's much more vivacious and talkative and funny, and I think he kind of wears those masks pretty well.
Thanks for watching.
Check us out on social media at the Glendale 411.
Signing out, I'm Meg Keller.
And I'm Michaela Injami.